Hi, my name is Kelly Dozier. I'm with the Black Student Union podcast at CSUB. And to my right is Jasmine. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Jasmine Jones. I am part of the BSU. I'm actually in charge of public relations. I'm also a junior at Cal State Bakersfield in the nursing program.
And today we are interviewing the lovely and incredible Glenda Woolfolk. Is that correct?
That is
Glenda
correct.
Woolfolk, and we're actually in her salon today. It is, correct me if I'm not pronouncing this right.
Okay.
ViDora?
ViDora is correct.
ViDora.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you got how you decided to pretty much do it for yourself.
Okay. A little bit about myself. Of course, I'm Glenda Woolfolk, ViDora Exclusive Hair Extensions. This is actually called ViDora Exclusive Hair Extensions Boutique that we're in right now.
Oh, excuse me.
That's okay.
Go ahead and correct that.
Well, it's only been a boutique for 3 months, so. But anyway, a little bit about myself. I was born in Omaha, Nebraska, and I came out here to California in 1964. I was married in 1977. I've been married for almost 41 years. I have 4 children, Terica, Teresa, Tamara, and Terry, and I have 5 grandchildren.
All the T's.
All the T's. And that's not good. I'll explain that later. But I have 5 grandchildren and number 6 on the way, and I used to be a hairstylist. In 1984, I got my hairstyling license, owned a salon up until 1996, and then started working for the Department of Corrections in the state of California, and then retired about 2 years ago, and 3 years before I retired, I started ViDora Exclusive Hair Extensions in 2013.
In 2013?
2013. It's been over 5 years.
Wow,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, we know that you offer the scholarship for single mothers in the nursing program. That's actually how we met initially. But before we go into the scholarship, I do want to go just give you a chance to talk about your company, if you would like. So if you could just share why you started the company and what you offer, what goods and services you provide.
Sure. I'll tell you about the name of the company first of all.
Please.
It's ViDora Exclusive Hair Extensions. The name ViDora came from my mother-in-law's name. It's Viola, and my mother's name is Dorothy. So I put the 2 names together, and voila. ViDora Exclusive Hair Extensions. I started the business, like I said before, in 2013. I used to be in the hair business as far as being a hairstylist, salon manager, the whole 9 yards. I did all those things. And then I decided to go into the department because I wanted to make sure I had a good retirement. So I did that for 20 years. But the business, as far as the business is concerned, I sell 100% virgin human hair. I also sell human hair that has been colored with our Shades collection of hair, and I also make custom-made wigs out of the virgin human hair. I also sell pre-made wigs. I also sell wig grips, all essentials that you might need for hair. So I also do that. So that's just about as much as I can tell you about the company. That's I love it because I see my vision for the company is to grow. Of course, if you're starting, then you always want it to grow. But that's kind of sums it up what my company is about.
Okay. And of course, people, if they wanted to look at some of the stuff that you offer, they can look you up on social media, right?
They sure can. ViDora Exclusive Hair Extensions on Facebook, and then on LinkedIn, and also on Instagram is ViDora Hair EX. So yes, I'm on those social medias.
Okay, good. Maybe we can put a little link up on the screen.
We'll put a link up on the screen, no worries. In post-production. Post-production, we'll have all that information.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I know the business is fairly new, about 5 years, right?
About 5 years.
Since 2013.
Yes,
So what is a piece of advice you would give to somebody who wanted to follow in your footsteps and start a business similar to this?
What I would recommend that you do your homework first. For about 2 years before, I started maybe 2011, 2010, doing a lot of research about human hair extensions. what type I wanted to sell, what quality of hair I wanted to sell. So I think I think that crossed the border for anything you want to, if you're going to be in retail. What do you want to sell? What do you want to sell the best, or you just want to sell, economy?
I'm selling the best.
Yeah, whatever you have to make a decision, and so you have to do your research. You have to do research in finding what your product is, the demographics of your product, who you want to sell it to, what age group you want to sell it to, you want to make it, who you want to give it to, who you want to sell it to. You have to make sure that you've done your homework. You just don't want to jump into business and then find out why you're in business, because that wastes a lot of money, a lot of time. Of course, there was times that I sent off for hair that, because all my hair is shipped in from another country. So my Vietnamese hair comes from Vietnam. So you don't have really a good contact with them other than on Skype or something like that. So you're really trusting them to send you the best product. Well, of course, I've had times where people didn't send me anything. They took my money because I was new in the business. So you really don't know. So through trial and error, you learn your business. I don't care what type of business it is that you sell in retail. You're going to have a trial and error period. You're also going to go through a trial and error period with people you know. They expect things because they know you. But you have to let them know that you're running a business. It's your business, and you have to demand the respect for your business. That's what I would recommend. And then I would recommend that you learn the financial side. You learn how to, profit, revenue, all those things that you need to learn on the business side. Don't just start a business thinking, I just get this money. I think oftentimes people make the mistake of just starting a business to say, I want money.
Right.
You have to have a passion behind it. I like beauty and hair care products and things like that, so I have a passion behind it, because if I didn't have the passion, I'd have probably folded a long time ago, because if you're depending on money to come in to keep you happy and to keep your business running, then it's going to fold. So you have to stay with the passion. It's a uphill climb, and a lot of people don't, you have to be ready for it. And passion is what keeps you ready. You're going to fail a lot of times. I've gone through dry periods where I didn't sell anything for maybe months. That's a dry. If I was depending on that, I would just fold, but I knew that one day, one gentleman told me that people may tell you no, but really what they're saying is not right now. Have I had customers that have told me, nah, I wouldn't buy it, but then they've come back and said, oh yeah, I'll buy it. So you have to really have a passion in anything you do. It's the passion that'll keep you. It's not the money. It's going to be the passion that keeps you. And what you see for your company, or what you see for your business, and what it can do for other people. It's not so much what this business can do for me. It's what I guarantee that it'll do for you. I guarantee that the hair will give you longevity. It lasts. So you have to
But you also know how to take care of it too.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to stick with.
Right.
If I wanted to sell cheap hair, of course I wouldn't be wearing this wig right now. But I'm just saying you have to stick with what you know. If I know I have a good product, then I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to stand on it. I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to stand on it. So it depends on you, where your passion is, and it depends on what you want to offer. Retail is not so much about me making money, but it's about me. Now, money is very important.
Right.
But it's not so much important as it is my passion for what I do. What I like to see on other women's faces when they say, oh, you know what, this hair is lasting. I'm giving them, that's my service to them, is to guarantee that my hair will give you longevity. So you have to believe in your product. So when you believe in your product, it doesn't matter if anybody else doesn't believe in it.
Right.
You have to believe in your product. You have to believe in you, that you can promote your product. So that's what I believe about ViDora Exclusive Hair Extensions.
Right, and that's so true. And because with the passion, when you go through those hard times,
Correct.
you still have a reason. Because even if the money's not coming in the beginning, it's probably not. No, you're not just
not.
gonna say I have an idea. The next day you're making money. So
Right.
that makes sense because you have that passion. So even when you're like, okay, well I'm going through a dry spell, or I'm still trying to get my name out there,
Right.
but that passion is gonna drive you to keep on going.
It's going to drive you to keep going. Correct.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then it must be working because, of course, I've been all over your internet presence, and you have good reviews everywhere.
I was. As you should have been.
I was.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. And then also, speaking of passion, you have another passion, which is helping people in your community, which goes back to, again, how I said we initially met, because you have the ViDora exclusive hair extension scholarship fund.
Yes.
So we definitely want to talk about that.
Okay.
So first of all, can you just explain like what is the scholarship? Like who are you giving the scholarship to? What is it for?
Okay. The scholarship is for single mothers in the nursing programs at Bakersfield College or at Cal State University, Bakersfield. And the scholarship fund is to help them along their way while they're in school, and because they're single mothers. And the reason I think I could have said single mothers in any area of education, I could have said that. But what I found out about the nursing program, and let me start from the beginning with my mother. She went through the nursing program in 1973. She went through the nursing program.
At CSUB?
At Bakersfield College.
Bakersfield College. Okay.
Yes, she went through the nursing program at Bakersfield College, and she was a single mom because she was raising me and my sister. And at that time, she was a janitor, and she worked nights. And so she went to school in the day. When she got into the program, of course, she had to go through classes before she was accepted into the program.
Right,
so she had that area that she had to work her way through. And my mother didn't drive, so she always depended on somebody in the program to come pick her up. She made friends with somebody to come pick her up, so she didn't drive because we didn't have a car. So I remember one day she came home and she got the mail off the mailbox, and it was a $50 check from the Women's Club of Bakersfield. Now, we never met them, we don't know who it was that sent it, we never met them, but however, she got that $50 check, and we were just, like, we was at the end of our rope. And for that $50 check to come in to help her to get us some groceries and maybe pay a bill or two or something like that, but it helped us a lot, and I never, ever forgot that. Because I can remember her crying when the check came in the mail, because she was trying to go to school to get a better life for herself and for us, of course. But the struggle for her was really hard, because she was a janitor, and of course, meaning her being a single mother meant that she had to fight battles where, married women probably would never see. But her being a single mother and making sure that we had what we needed. I remember me and my sister going to school in high school at that time with pennies for lunch. That's how we counted out our lunch money, was with pennies, at the counter.
Wow.
So the struggle was really hard for her. So for her to have come through that, and then this $50, and still had, about a year or so to go in this nursing program. And plus, when you're accepted into the nursing program, this was what makes the scholarship so special for single mothers that are in the nursing program, is because now you're locked in, and you have to finish this program.
Right.
You have to go to 5 o'clock clinicals and things early in the morning. And I thank God for the people that were able to come by and get my mother, because we couldn't afford a car, so she didn't have a car. So, and then she had to make sure we were set off for school on time. She had to call back. I remember one morning she wanted a dime from one of the ladies that were riding in the car, and nobody had a dime for her to call us. At that time, it cost a dime to get in the phone booth and make a call. And so she found a dime. She said she stepped out the car, and there was a dime right under the wheel of the tire, of the car. And so she called us and told us, you guys got to get ready for school. So she got off at 3 in the morning, and then had to be at school at 5. So the meaning that she didn't sleep. So that has weighed on me for a long time. She did all that for me and my sister, so we could have a better life. So I just, so my heart has always been tender towards single mothers, period. But then in the nurturing program, so for me to honor her, that's why I started the ViDora Exclusive Hair Extension Scholarship Gala.
And how long has it been going on?
This will be the second year. Last year was our inaugural year. So this will be the second year. 2019 will be the second year that we'll have it.
Wow.
So I'm excited.
So how do you get the information out there?
How I get the information out is that last year I actually called Cal State and I called Bakersfield College and asked them to put up notices about the scholarship gala, because the scholarships are funded through the gala's ticket sales.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really actually a community effort for this to happen. So it's through the ticket sales that the scholarships are made. So that's how I did it. And then, you know, of course, I did a lot of Facebooking and buying a lot of ads on Facebook to promote it, to get it out there, and then on Instagram to get it out there. And then I, you know, made personal calls as I saw, like, we only had so many at first, you know, so I started making calls to make sure that the ladies in the programs were being reached and being told that there's funds out there that are available if they wanted them. And also, I think Channel 23 called me because they heard about it, and also Jose Gaspar of Telemundo contacted me to make sure that they could get the information out in the community also as well. So,
so yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. And I know that Jasmine is actually a recipient of one of those scholarships.
Yes.
And I don't know if it was this year or if it was not
the first
year.
Yeah,
it was this year in June.
That was the first year. So that at the gala, you actually told that story about your mother, and even though I've heard it already, even just listening to it again, that always just touches me because it's from both sides. Because I know what your mom was going through, because I go through the same thing. So it is hard, you know. You're working because you still have to take care of your kids, and then you have to go to school, and then you're trying to study, and your kids have to do homework, and you have to help your kids with the homework, and you have to do your own and so when I found out that I was receiving the scholarship, it was just so touching, because it's such a great feeling just knowing that people out there like yourself, you know, recognize what we're going through. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure even when your mom was going through it herself, now that I'm going through it, I think people sometimes they fail to see or even understand just how much nursing students are going through already. But then when you add in being a single parent trying to do that, and I remember I had went out of town, and I came back and I was like, oh my God, I'm getting this scholarship. And I really was just like, oh my God, the summer is the hardest time to get through, because you have all these books that you have to buy, because in nursing school you always have assignments throughout the summer, so you can't wait till financial aid to get your books. So, you know, you get that scholarship and you're just like, oh my God, I'm actually going to be able to do my homework. And it's little things like that people, you know, don't really realize that, you know, they're going through. So thank you.
You're welcome, Jasmine.
That's amazing.
It's really incredible. When we were going to do this interview, actually, the VSU co-president contacted me and was like, hey, you want to do this interview with Glenda? I'm like, yeah, and the scholarship I'm like, oh, Jasmine. and we had no idea that Jasmine actually had won the award, won the scholarship.
Sure did.
And so when I told Jasmine, she was like, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure I got a scholarship from her. I'm like, are you serious? Small world. So you're doing amazing things. Like, and when Jasmine told me, I was like, everything happens for a reason. Just the ability to come and see you, and you being so gracious to us and taking up your space. Taking up your space and getting to know you better. And with this program, part of the scholarship, do you require them to contact you and let you know what they're up to, or like follow up or anything like that?
What I do is that they fill out a scholarship application, just letting me know a little bit about themselves, because I want to make sure that they say who they say they are, that they're single mothers, and you know, and not that I need to hear your story, but I need to hear something that I know you're going through. You don't really have to tell me your story. I know you're going through it as a single mother, but I would love to hear that, because I do have a committee that I run it past, so they can see, and so but every scholarship is the same amount for everyone. It's not somebody's, so they got a story over here and it's big back because your story, well, it brought tears.
It's fair.
It's fair. it's a fair scholarship award. So, so yeah, and you know, just to tag on to that about the gala, what I thought was wonderful about Jasmine, even though she said she didn't get the memo about being a kind of a dressy affair, I wanted to let her know that is okay. But I thought what was really amazing about what you did was you brought your daughter.
Can we get a little background on that? Because that was like what was happening like post us recording this conversation. So can you give a little background to the story?
We went to the gala. Now, I've never been to a gala. I didn't actually know what a gala was. If I knew, I probably would have known to dress up anyways, but I did not. I'm in nursing school, not whatever you learn about gala school. So, I didn't get the text message because my phone just would select which messages it would give me. It decided not to give me pretty much any message from you when we were going through this whole process. I found out everything late. So I show up at the gala. I'm like, okay, I want to dress nice, so I put on, Sunday's best. And me and my daughter go up there.
Y'all know what Sunday's best looks like, right?
Sunday's best. So
exactly.
I was pretty. I looked nice. I looked nice.
Are we talking Baptist best? Are we talking Baptist Pentecostal?
I was, like
little Baptist.
Yeah. Like Baptist. I was raised in a Baptist church,
okay.
so I was.
Gloves and hats.
I had my dress on. My daughter had her dress on. We looked nice. Not exactly like first Sunday, but second Sunday. So we show up. We're walking through. It was at the Marriott, right?
Correct. Uh-huh.
So we're walking through the Marriott, and once we get to that area, I knew immediately that I was there. I was like, all of a sudden, I just started walking into these people in these beautiful, beautiful gowns. Just looking, men in suits. Just everybody looked really nice, and I was nervous because I looked around and I was like, oh my God, I'm so underdressed. I looked at my daughter and I was like, I mean, you're cute, but I mean, baby girl, we are crazy underdressed. So I was really nervous walking in. For a second there, I considered, I was like, maybe I have enough time to go home and change. But knowing that with my daughter, we would not have made it, and I would have just made everything 10 times worse. So I just took a deep breath and held my head up high and went in anyways.
That's right.
And I do want to say that even though I myself was underdressed, I did feel like I was being rude in a way, just to be honest, because you could see how much effort that you put into that gala. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, when I walked in, I couldn't believe that somebody who had never even met me personally would go through so much to not only give me money for school, but go through all the effort to make sure that the occasion that they handed me the check in was so nice, because as if it wasn't enough because you gave 5 girls $600 each.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it wasn't even originally supposed to be that much money or that many girls. It was originally only supposed to be 4 girls, and I forget how much.
300.
300. So I just couldn't believe. I could not believe that somebody would go through so much to help me out, and they'd never even met me personally. It's like I submitted a story,
right.
And I submitted a video. So just based on that, you just felt like I was worth that.
Oh,
so
definitely.
it's I think when you get these scholarships, it's not just you're not just giving us money. You're also giving us like that push. Like, wow, like, okay, somebody believes in me. Like, it helps in more ways than just the financial. So again, just I really hope that you keep that up, because
keep up that same energy. Keep it up. Absolutely.
It really is. It's such a good feeling. I can't even describe it. I have people in my own family and friend circle that I feel like have not done as much as you have for me.
Oh, wow.
And that's the wonderful thing about all of this is that someone just giving back because they had in their life. You were talking about your mother and how your mother, single mother, going through it, trying to take care of you, take care of herself, and go through the program, and just thinking like, wow, my mom just did this amazing thing, and I want to give other people the same opportunities. Like you were saying, that $50 I was sent in the mail from, what did you say it was from?
The Women's Club of Bakersfield.
Women's Club of Bakersfield. And you thinking like, I just want to give back, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You want to do that because you could have just been like, yeah, that was the situation that went on with my mother, but it resonated with you enough to create a scholarship to help other girls, other single mothers in the community, and that's a wonderful thing. And the fact that you receive that is just, it's meant to be. That means you're doing the right things. That means that what you're doing in the community is resonating, and that's coming back to you. And that's a beautiful thing.
I also want to interject and make sure that I kind of just spearheaded it. I wish I did have the money to be able to, say, I'm gonna start a 501c3 and add on, But Rockefeller is not my father, so. But I spearheaded it, and I just want to make sure that you know that it was the community, those that bought the tickets. They actually invested in what I felt that the single mothers that were in the nursing programs deserved. And so I want to make sure I put out there that I thank the community for
Thank you to the community.
Yeah. Thank you
very much.
Yeah,
Yes,
for
thank you,
pitching
community.
in. Yeah, for pitching in and making sure that it happened. That the scholarship originally, like you said, started off at 300, and we ended up being able to give 600 to 5 young ladies. So I'm really grateful for that. And you're more than welcome, Jasmine. And your dress, we weren't even bothered about that. You came as you were. And that's what, it wasn't even about that. But I did want you to feel like a queen when you came in that. You didn't have to look like one. I don't bother, you are a queen. So I'm just glad that you were there to be able to receive it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey.
Beautiful. And where do you see this going in the future?
You know what, I would love to see it extend out to, I would love to connect with other cities that would,
wonderful,
would pick up make it, make it for more young ladies that are single mothers that are in the nursing program. And maybe, maybe in the future, not just stick to the nursing program, but for single mothers that, are trying to go back to school to better themselves. I would love to see that. I would love to see, I'm 60, I'll be 62, so I won't be around forever, but I would love to see it carried on,
Not only will you see it carried on, no one believes you.
Yeah, no, I'm 62.
No.
62.
I love being black.
Right. Black don't crack, because when you treat it right, that's blessing.
Black don't crack, but it adds a lot of stuff.
It come with all that extra.
Yeah, all that extra. So I would love, that's why I would love to see it. I would love to see it, branch out to Los Angeles, to across the nation, if I could find an avenue that would allow me to do that, would be to connect up with other nursing associations in the different states and throughout the state of California, and maybe get this thing rolling where other mothers can have the opportunities to.
So now that you've had this one and it went off what seems to be flawless, and I was the one receiving it, so I think my opinion matters. So it seemed pretty flawless. So do you feel like you're getting more community involvement for the second time around? Do you feel like it's like caught on, people caught wind of it?
Yeah, I do believe more community wants to be involved in it, because of course you have the naysayers. You're going to always have that when you have an inaugural. You're always going to have the naysayers, but the naysayers did see that something was produced out of it. Right. Where, like I said, it started at 300, it ended up at 600, meaning more of the community became more involved in it. So I'm looking forward to maybe the scholarship being more this year in 2019 than it was in 2018. So that's the goal. That you get more people involved, more businesses too, as far as, them reaching out.
I had no idea that it was the first one until I had looked, until I was preparing for today. I didn't realize that was the first one.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Stalking you on
I feel
social
media.
You and your baby was part of the first one.
Yeah,
so it makes me feel even more honored. But I'll be able to say, yeah, I was part of the first one. So
That's right. That's right.
when I finally graduate and have my career and can actually be on the other side of the scholarship, being able to help fund the scholarships, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Right.
It would actually, I remember when we were there, me and the other girls around the table were talking about that, like, oh man, this is amazing. So it's just crazy. It's like a domino effect. Like, you're having such, you and the community, making sure it's a community too, but you were the one that kind of put it together. So that's why I'm saying you're creating such a domino effect, because you're helping them, us get through school, but then you're also, you're giving us that confidence, saying, hey, we believe in you. Look at the community believes in you.
Right.
I guess it means even more that it's, coming not just from you, but the community, because you're saying, hey, we all believe in you. But then you're also inspiring us, like, oh, look what we'll be able to do one day. We could, we'll be able to give back too. You don't want to forget where you came from.
That's right.
I needed help getting through school. I'll be able to help women like myself one day. So that's amazing.
And that's just kind of the nature of the scholarship itself. Again, it was created of, like you're saying, your mother, was struggling and she went into the nursing program. It's just the nature of the thing. It's coming like full circle.
Full circle. Right.
So that's wonderful that the ladies that were there with you, sitting at the table talking, were thinking about that ahead. Again, it's coming full circle, helping the community out.
I didn't even know what you guys' conversation was.
You were busy running everything.
Yeah, we were busy.
That was so great. And I would have never guessed that it was the first one. The way, to me, everything was just so smooth. So you definitely did a good job. But just curious, what finally made you want to do this? Because, you clearly had it on your heart for a long time, because you went through this with your mother, watching her go through school. So why now did you decide to put this together?
Well, when I started the business, I actually went to see a gentleman that actually does small business, free session with him. I had a free session with him, and he talked about, his name is Jay Thompson. I think he works out of Cal State. He works with a small business out there. But anyway, I went to speak with him, and he just gives you a free session, and he always told me I need to make sure I had a business plan, and that's what I did. I put a business plan together. And in the 5th year of the business plan, what did I see happening for the business? Well, I've always wanted to have this scholarship gala for single mothers that are in the nursing program. So I incorporated that into my business plan for the company. So I incorporated that in, and the 5th year was going to be the gala. And I try to stick to my business plan, because your business plan keeps you on track. That's another thing about business. Always do a business plan, because it gives you your future of the business and how it grows. Then, of course, he told me the basics of a business is that you won't see anything, you won't see it really grow until the 5th year. And that's when the exposure started coming from ViDora, was really in the 4th, 5th year. And so the gala was scheduled for the 5th year. Even though it seems when you make that business plan that it's way out, and will you ever reach it? Because you, like I said, talked about the struggle of staying in business, keeping your head above the water, not giving up. So this 5th year, for me to give this gala, makes me know that if you make a plan, you can stick to it and you can do it, but you have to make the plan. So that's where it was in the business plan. So on the 5th year, we have the gala.
Oh, wonderful. So a little aside from the scholarship, how long did your mother stay a nurse?
She stayed a nurse up until about 19. She passed away in 2001. So she stayed as a nurse until 1996.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a nurse.
She worked that.
Yeah.
Any other nurses in the family? Because you have your sister, and then you have daughters, right?
Yeah, we have daughters, but we have no nurses. And I'm going to tell you why we don't have any nurses. My mom used to come home with these stories. Like, nah, I don't have a stomach for that. She came home and told us one time about a man had a car accident, and they were doing emergency room stuff, I guess, at that time. And when he had the car accident, his whole thigh split open, and all the cotton from his seat got into his leg, and so they were digging it out like. And so she had all these stories, in the maternity ward, and we were like, maybe we should just like slow down on the stories, But that was her thing. That's what she wanted to be, and that's what she became. So that wasn't my thing, but that was her thing.
Okay, you were saying that you used to work and then you retired, work for
the Department of Corrections.
Department of Corrections. When did you get into corrections?
Actually, when I graduated from high school, I actually wanted to be a police officer. I actually wanted to go into that. But, I got married, so I did the next best things, and I went back to school to become a hairstylist. Mm-hmm. So I went to beauty school and graduated and all that, and got it in the salon. And then they were building a lot of prisons around them. They call Kern County kind of like Prison Valley.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so one thing this is I would hear all these horror stories, of course, about prison, and TV doesn't make it any better. So I decided to, I didn't want to go back out to being a police officer, so I decided to go into the Department of Corrections. Mm-hmm. And I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but actually I loved working in the Department of Corrections. I loved being an officer in the Department of Corrections, and I'm going to tell you this reason why, is that when you have people that are over you that don't look like you, mm-hmm. there's always their version of who you are. Yes. Because they actually go off the TV of who you are. Yes. But when you are supervised, or when you are being watched by people that look like you, mm-hmm. that understand you, mm-hmm. that empathize. I don't sympathize, but I empathize with your situation. Mm-hmm. I believe in the courts. You've been found guilty. You've been found guilty, and my job is not to put my foot in your neck, but my job is to make sure you do your time in this institution. You don't climb that wall, mm-hmm. But that's it. And just to give you what the state says you have coming. So I think that when they incorporated, of course I know a little bit of history about the corrections. When they incorporated women into corrections, mm-hmm. they start to see a difference in inmates, how they act, how they get up, and how their attitudes is. Mm-hmm. Not that women don't make a big change in difference in how the institution runs, mm-hmm. yet and still it causes the men to be more aware of themselves around mm-hmm. women. Mm-hmm. This is, I'm just going to blanket it like this. If you give respect, you're going to get respect. Right. When you begin to disrespect, you get disrespect. Mm-hmm. And that's just the bottom line in corrections. Mm-hmm. I promoted to a counselor, which is a whole different side of corrections. Mm-hmm. Right. And as a CO. As a CO, come on now. As a CO, it's a totally different. Mm-hmm. Now, I go from being a CO, telling an inmate what to do, mm-hmm. to being a correctional counselor, mm-hmm. actually working for the inmate in his connections to whatever he needs. Mm-hmm. So I got to see both worlds, mm-hmm. And I think you have to work in that kind of job. Mm-hmm. To me, it's not what you call a rewarding job. If you compare it to like a teacher can start a student at the beginning of the year when they come into school in September or whenever, mm-hmm. and then by the end of the year, you've seen that student grow in knowledge. Right. Well, sometimes the institution is not like that. You're going to see a guy that comes in and he might be repeater, but do you treat him any different? You shouldn't. You just keep helping. You just keep helping and doing your job. Mm-hmm. So I actually did 20 years in the department, and I really liked it. I really liked it. I liked it because, like I said earlier, when you see somebody like you, you can exhale and go, maybe my day will be a little bit better. You know what I'm trying to say? Oh, absolutely. You know what I'm trying to say? My day will be a little bit better. Yeah. I'm going to give you one example, and you might have to cut this out. But now, we know how to play dominoes. Men slap. Mm-hmm. That's how they play. Don't no dominoes. Another officer might think you're being really loud, and they don't want don't, So I understand the culture. So, if they get too loud, I have to say, calm it down, guys. Don't nobody getting scared up in here. So, but you learn if you give respect. People, I don't care what they've done. I don't care if you respect them. They'll give respect. I remember serving the hungry one time with my church, and a guy came up for a second plate, and another one of the ladies that was there serving, she said, no, we got to feed everybody else. You don't get to get no second plate. You know what he did? He went back and got his first plate that we thought he had already ate. He brought it back and said, I don't need it. As hungry as he probably was, but you know what he was? He was disrespected. So, you have to, balance it out. I'm not crazy, but I'll empathize with you, but I don't have sympathy for you, because whatever you did. The court of law found you guilty, and you're here. But like I said earlier, my job is not to put my foot in your neck, but to make sure you get what you got coming. No more than that, and that I respect you, because when I call them, I didn't call them just by their last name or something like that. I said, well, sir, did you do that this morning? Did you do what you're supposed to do? I gave them respect in every area I thought I could give them respect in. There's a line that you never cross, but I respect you. You still stand before me as a man and a felon, but you're still a man. So I made sure that you knew that I respected you as a man. What you did, you doing your time for it. It ain't my time, but it's your time. So I respect you, you respect me. So I can give you a lot of silver stories.
I know about it.
But I'm glad I did not go into the police department. I'm just kind of glad I didn't go there. But I'm glad I did do the corrections, because I wanted to do some form of law enforcement, and that was, to me, my chance to be able to do that. So I did.
And so this really is like your baby.
It really is.
Yeah, this really is.
It really is. And you know what? To piggyback on that, your business has to be your baby. You have to cuddle it. You have to, feed it, burp it.
Exactly.
You have to do all those things. You have to, because it's your baby. It's not your friend's baby. And you can't depend on your relatives. And because you always have this thing. Okay, I know I'm gonna get some folks, because my cousins and my Don't depend on it. It doesn't work that way. It works on you doing what you have to do, to make it work. It's on you. It's not on anybody else. And that's what makes the hustle, it's hustle, because it's all on you. That load is on your back. It's not on anybody else's back, and you can't look at, dang, my friends ain't even been able to buy no hair. And I can see them, and I know they got new hair in their head, but they didn't get from me.
Right.
So, but I can't think like that.
Right.
I can't think like, what I'm talking about? I can't think like that. Because my business is my business. I can't be tripping.
My responsibility is yours.
It's mine.
Right.
Responsibility is mine. My responsibility. I am my own competition. I'm not anybody. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm my own competition, and that's where your mindset has to think like that. You think business. So what I ended up doing, I started reading about Warren Buffett. What did he do? I started reading, Business Week. I started reading things that take me out of that black shell of not knowing, because we won't tap into their world. Their world isn't about them. A lot of them didn't have a silver spoon. They didn't have a silver spoon. What they knew how to do was invest and stick with their business. Right. And so I'm learning from Warren Buffett, from Bill Gates, reading things about them, how they got started, what did they do to make their business grow, and what did they, Warren Buffett's thing is he's just an investor. You take that money and put it right back in there. See, we want to take it and go buy a Volvo, a Mercedes, but they take it and put it right back in there. So it's you learn their skills. Warren Buffett has a quote that he says that if you buy what you don't need today, you'll have to settle for what you need tomorrow, because you don't need it. So you'll end up selling it because you're going to go broke.
Yeah.
So, you start thinking of those things. So what's in my mind? What do I need to change in my thinking to make me reach these goals that I have planned? Change your mindset. You got to change your mindset. And you have, and I'm not just saying that black people think like that, but I think we've stayed in such a shell for so long and kept these family traditions and what to do is teach our children about money and investing money. And the principles of what money is. Money isn't always for new tennis shoes. Money is for other things than just those things. Money is to build your future and the future of your children, your grandchildren down the line. What am I doing to make sure that when I'm gone, my grandchildren will have something too? As long as they stay right, have something to with them. What am I doing to build something for them? You know, it always amazes me how our older people get old and we listen to them and stuff like that. You know, Warren Buffett is 80-something years old. He's still talking. You know, you look at these men in Congress and they still talk with this mindset of what they're doing and how they're doing it, because they keep their mind straight on not on frivolous things, but on what the goal is. You keep your mind on that goal. But how do we learn? We learn by seeing how that guy did it. How did you do it? Let me see how he did it. Will I probably make the money that Warren Buffett made? Probably not. But I can learn some principles from Warren Buffett.
Yeah. And keep your business strong and pass it down.
Exactly. Pass it down. So I think that when you talk about business, that's one of the things I think we have to come out the box, get into that other box and see how they did it, how they made it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we want to say thank you so much. This has been a very informative and wonderful time we've had with you. Thank you for letting us be in your space.
You're welcome.
Your beautiful space.
Oh,
I want to say that I felt prettier just coming into this room. Okay, I was like,
wait. When she walked in, she was mirror
on the wall.
No, it's gorgeous in here. So,
but before we go and we let you get back to doing your thing, first of all, your location and how people can contact you. I know you said Facebook is one of the main places
Correct.
That people can contact you.
ViDora Exclusive Hair Extensions, Facebook.
And where people can locate your address.
My address is here.
It'll be on the screen also.
Okay, it's at Solar Salon Studios at 5701 Young Street, and I'm in suite number 4.
Suite number 4. You can't miss it. It's a beautiful space.
Suite 4.
Suite 4. And my telephone number is 661-378-7783.
Wonderful, and all that information will be on the screen and in post-production. They want to say thank you so much for having us and allowing us to come into this wonderful space. When we first walked in, I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
It's like, this is nice.
So anybody who's watching, come in. So you can see just how beautiful it is.
Come on in and just look.
Gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for being a part of it.
Thank you.
And thank you for all that you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I think that's
for sure. Bravo. Yeah, you do.